A young traveler named Aiko sought guidance from an old monk named Sho. They met under an ancient cherry blossom tree, its branches stretching wide, pink petals drifting gently to the ground. Aiko spoke first, her voice carrying a tinge of sadness. Master Sho, I often feel a deep longing for times that have passed, memories of when life seemed simpler. I can't help but miss those moments, even though I know they're gone. The monk smiled, his face wrinkling like the bark of an old tree. Ah, nostalgia. It's like the scent of these blossoms, isn't it? Sweet and inviting, but too elusive to hold. Aiko nodded, though she still seemed lost. But why is it that the past seems so comforting, even warmer than the present? Sho chuckled softly and pointed at the river flowing beside them. Look at this river, Aiko. It flows continuously, never resting, never turning back. Yet if you look closely at the water, sometimes you see your reflection. The past is like that reflection, beautiful but fleeting. Aiko pondered his words, watching her own reflection ripple and blur with the water's movement. So are you saying I should just let go of the past entirely? The old monk shook his head. Not quite. The past is like the roots of a tree. It grounds us, but it does not define the branches that reach for the sky. Your memories are a part of you, Aiko, but they are not the whole story. He picked up a fallen petal and placed it in her palm. This petal was once part of the flower, just as each memory was once part of a moment. But once it falls, the tree doesn't try to catch it again. Instead, it lets new petals bloom. Aiko gazed at the delicate petal in her hand. So to hold on to these memories too tightly, it's like trying to pick up every petal that falls? Sho nodded. Exactly. And in the process, you might miss the beauty of the petals that are still blossoming. After a long silence, Sho continued. Imagine a painter who only paints by looking at an old masterpiece. They would miss the colors of today's sky, the shapes of today's mountains. Nostalgia is beautiful, but it can blind us to the beauty that is here now. Aiko's eyes softened. Then how do I honor my past without being trapped by it? The monk took her hand and pointed at the cherry tree. Every year, this tree sheds its blossoms and then grows new ones. It honors each season, knowing that each petal, each moment, had its time. Be like this tree, Aiko. Let your memories fall like petals. Appreciate them, but don't try to keep them on the branch. Aiko watched as the wind carried a few more petals to the ground. She felt the weight of her longing begin to lift, replaced by a quiet peace. Thank you, Master Sho, she said. I think I'm ready to let my petals fall, one by one. Sho smiled, his eyes twinkling with warmth. Good. Now let us enjoy the beauty of the present blossoms before they drift away.